Hello everyone, welcome to Finance Focus. The world is changing. The ground beneath our feet is not as solid as it once was. For many years, we believed that countries trading with each other would lead to lasting peace and stability. We built a global system on this idea, connecting our economies with invisible lines of supply and demand. This system brought prosperity, but the rules of this global game are being rewritten. Old agreements are fraying. Some nations learned that controlling essential goods is a lever of influence, a way to gain advantage without firing a shot. This new reality creates sudden market shocks, a type of risk many of us are not prepared for. A decision made in a distant capital can directly impact your savings and investments, but with change comes opportunity. For those who can see the board clearly, we must learn to think in a new way. This is where game theory can guide us. At its heart, game theory is about moves and payoffs. Every choice has a consequence, and it depends on others' moves. Today's players are countries, multinational corporations, and entire trading blocks. The goal: find a dominant strategy, resilient across many futures, not just optimal in one. Anticipate others' moves to position not only to survive geopolitical shifts, but to thrive within them. See patterns in the chaos, and find a path forward. For decades, the cornerstone of wise investing was a single word: diversification. Spread investments across companies, industries, and countries to reduce risk. It worked when markets followed predictable cycles and risks were scattered and unconnected. Now, risks are systemic. One failure can trigger chain reactions across the world. Advanced semiconductors and rare earth metals are concentrated in few locations yet power everything. They are small in size but enormous in impact. Smartphones, cars, defense, green energy. A single shutdown or export ban can stall assembly lines across dozens of nations. This is not a simple zero-sum game. Many can lose, or unexpected players can win. Simple diversification can fail against targeted, strategic disruption. Strategies must anticipate how a disruption in one node ripples through the system. Look beyond financial metrics. Understand how things are made and where they come from. Build portfolios resilient to geopolitical choke points across trade routes and critical facilities. Plan for a world of cooperation and conflict. Transform the flood of headlines into a strategic picture of power and dependence. Adopt a mindset that navigates complexity, not one that hopes it goes away. The first step is to create a map, not of countries, but of power and dependence. List the main players: powerful corporations, influential trade organizations, strategic alliances. By industry or resource, identify producers, major consumers, who controls lanes and processing. Assign roles and motivations. Rare earths are vital. Note who mines, who processes, who uses. Note alliances and rivalries. This reveals tensions and potential fault lines. Find choke points with outsized disruption power, and strengths like diverse suppliers or irreplaceable tech. In chips, advanced fabs, design companies, dependent tech giants, plus national build-out efforts. Keep the map alive. Alliances shift. New tech emerges. Factories rise. It turns noise into clarity. Who has power, who's vulnerable, and where the next moves come from. After mapping, identify your dominant strategy, the core of the game theory approach. Choose fundamentally robust investments that withstand shocks and benefit from disruption. Shift from one prediction to a range of futures. Create a simple payoff table: low, medium, high. An export ban on a key metal. Recyclers score high. Import-dependent firms score low. Assets with medium to high payoffs across scenarios emerge. Flexible supply chains and critical hard-to-replicate pieces. Hold some cash for optionality. Select a collection of essential, hard-to-replace assets, less fragile, more prepared. Hedging is insurance, but it can drag returns in calm times and may fail when the board is reset. Move from defense to the dominant pivot, position to gain from change itself. Identify assets that become more valuable during disruption. Turn crisis into opportunity. Instead of only shorting users of a key metal, pivot into new stable mines, recyclers, or substitutes. Anticipate second and third order effects. Direct capital toward emerging solutions. The pivot has risks, but offers significant rewards in a world of rapid change. Putting it into practice, 3 clear steps to build a resilient, opportunistic portfolio. List 2 or 3 plausible states. A. Baseline trade. B. Partial fragmentation. C. Severe disruption. Find assets that perform across scenarios, diverse production, control of inputs, essential goods, and maintain cash. Check alliances. Investments aligned with stable blocks often carry less geopolitical risk. Don't wait for headlines, anticipate them. Track signals, watch player positions, infer next moves. A proactive stance builds a more secure financial plan. Understand incentives. Use them to build a robust strategy ready for what comes next. Now, let's apply the dominant pivot to chips and rare earths. Most advanced chips come from a few locations, a massive choke point vulnerable to blockade, disaster, or politics. Don't center on a single fab. Think ecosystem, chip designers, equipment software suppliers, and diversified geographies. Back emerging players in the US, Europe, and Japan. Positions that can win whether the old system stays or breaks. Rare earths are controlled by few countries, but power EVs, wind, and advanced electronics. If supply is threatened, prices can spike. Options can add convex payoff with limited premium. Invest in onshore deposits, circular economy recyclers, and material substitutes. Own the solution, not the problem. Geopolitics and markets are intertwined like never before. Using old rules is like sailing a storm with an outdated map. Begin with simple actions. Sketch your map of players and power in an industry you know. Think through likely scenarios. Identify 1 or 2 dominant assets resilient across futures. Make incremental changes. Robustness grows one thoughtful decision at a time. When tariffs, alliances, or factories hit headlines, ask who benefits, who loses, what's the counter move. Keep your plan adaptive. The game is always in motion. Move from passive hope to active strategy. Map the players. Find dominant moves. Make deliberate pivots. Build a plan not just to survive the winds of change, but to harness them. The game is underway. It is time to think, and it is time to act. Your financial future may depend on it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing videos.